easy.
No, why would it be?
Why would it be? Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to Outside the Cinema. Your hosts, Bill and Chris. We are here to talk about cult movies because we are called your source for cult movie discussion. So that's what we're going to do.
So we got to keep that up.
We're going to discuss 2 cult movies this week. I mean, cult of one maybe, but still.
True. One for both. So it's half a person.
Yeah, this is kind of like I was away most of the last week, and I've got a million things going on this week, and these are 2 films that run barely 90 minutes and probably won't need deep discussion fix. So first up, we've got a Roddy Piper flick that I'd never seen called Dead Tides, a.k.a. White Water.
I think mild Roddy Piper is more accurate for this one.
Mild, subdued.
He's not that rowdy. He's just outspoken.
Sullen Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
And then Eric Roberts makes his return to the show from with Daniel. Somehow Daniel Harris got second billing in this movie, and Felissa Rose with the camp slasher Camp Dread.
Yeah.
2014, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that was a simpler time.
It really was. It really was a simpler time.
Oh.
Go
Simpler
figure.
time for simple people.
I know, right? Yeah, I don't really have anything going on to promote or mention. You want to mention anything before we get into it? I'm under tight time today, too, so the show might be a little short, guys.
Yeah, no, SpectopiaArts.com on Etsy. We're on all the things, and Channel 27's been doing stuff. My daughter's been selling stuff on Depop. I think her thing is Phintography, one word. But that's it. They're going through like their stuffed animals and clothes, and then we're going to add in some VHS stuff that I found. I have a copy of The Dead Pit that has that embossed cover with the lights.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm never going to watch it like that, so
That's
I don't
fair.
need it.
That's fair.
So, and then eventually we're going to start going through stuff in my collection, like figures that I don't want anymore that are still in the package, or video games and stuff like that. And posters from 2002 to 2008, and then probably 2022 now.
Well, there you go.
So we'll see. That's it. That's all I got.
That's fine. I will mention I do have a bunch of stuff up on eBay currently. All kinds of stuff. I got wrestling figures. I've got a ton of shirts. Bunch of video games.
Oh, nice.
So if you want to take a look at that, what is my eBay?
I was going to ask you.
It's a great question because I'm not even sure, to be honest with you. Hang on. I'm not even sure. I got to look it up. My eBay. Okay. Of course, I never make like a. It's Willa. WILLIAFULKERSO_0.
Wow.
Why? I must be able to change that, right?
I would certainly hope so.
Yeah. Yeah. But I've got a ton of stuff. I currently have. What have I got? I got 47 active listings currently. I got a bunch of PSP games. I got a bunch of Nintendo DS games, including the very elusive Nintendo Pokemon White version 2.
Oh.
I got some shirts, some concert shirts, some metal shirts. I got like a Frozen Soul hoodie and a Frozen Soul t-shirt, a Turnstile hoodie, bunch of stuff. And then there's some shoes and stuff too. So yeah, if you can find me and you want to make a purchase, hit me up with a message. Let me know you're a listener, and I'll give you a discount. But yeah, apparently it's Willa, WILLIAFULKERSO_0. Ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Stupid. All right, let's just get into this because I got to shoot. I got to get to because I'm a very important person. Dead Tides, 1996, hour 40 minutes. I don't have a trailer. Not by design. I didn't see one.
I'm pretty sure they didn't make one.
No. But yeah, 1996. Roddy Piper. Tawny Catan.
Yeah.
Could you get more 90s? Roddy Piper and Tawny Catan.
I'm not sure.
Trevor Goddard, Miles O'Keefe, with spelled O''Keeffe.
Kefefe.
Miles O'Keefe.
I guess, I don't know.
And Juan Fernandez is a face you will recognize too if you watch garbage films. This is directed and written by Serge Rudensky. You might remember him directing such films as Final Equinox and Cypress Edge.
No, not me. I don't remember that.
Filmmaker Serge Rudensky started his career as a dancer and choreographer and worked in American ballet theater with such notables as Mikhail Baryshnikov, who's the only dancer I've ever heard of. Agnes DeMille and George Balanchine. He also studied physics at New York University. As an actor and dancer, Serge appeared in the hit musical Cats and was a regular performer on the Fame television series. All right. He has choreographed numerous films and television shows since making the move to features. He has written, shot, edited, produced, directed almost 50 feature films as part of Rojack Films and now Interlight Entertainment.
That's how many Eric Roberts has been in this year.
I don't know.
July.
Not this year, maybe last year.
Last year, sure. Okay, yeah.
Maybe last year, but I'm just looking at some of his stuff here that he directed. He has directed a lot of straight to video stuff. I don't recognize any of these though. Paper Bullets, Silicon Tower, Malibu Nights, Diamonds in the Rough. It's pretty interesting that he has 50 of these garbage direct-to-video films. This is the first time we've ever covered something.
Yeah, it's yeah.
And hopefully the last.
Yeah.
Dead Tides. Yeah. You got a simple story. You got Roddy Piper playing Mick Letty. Mick Letty used to be in the Marines. He was like a Navy SEAL or something, which is not the Marines.
It's not the Marines.
Well, in the movie, doesn't the guy say to him, "You gave up on the Marines. You gave up on yourself"?
You know what? So much dumb shit is said in this that I'm not 100% sure anymore about it.
Well, I think the guy said that you gave up on the Marines, but then in the synopsis here it says a tough, honorable former Navy SEAL gets more than he bargained for, but more than he gets. So stupid.
Yeah.
Gets more than he bargained for, but more than he can handle. That doesn't even make any sense. He got more than he bargained for, and also he can't handle it because it's too much.
Yeah.
He accepts a job captaining a ship for a mysterious, sexy woman who turns out to be the wife of a ruthless drug kingpin.
Didn't turn out. She always was.
There was no hiding it.
No.
Like, I felt like the whole time you were just like, yeah, okay, this is what's going on. There's no questions. But
no, none at all.
So Roddy plays this guy Mick, and he's just like likes to be out on the ocean. He's seen some shit. He's one of those guys. Seen some shit, just trying to mind his own business. He's got his girl Lori, who also apparently is with this guy named Scott, who works for the Coast. Oh no, you gave up on the Marines, you gave up on the Coast Guard, and now you're giving up on yourself. That's what it was.
Okay. Well, to be fair, this man should only be referenced as Kano, because that's all we know him from.
The guy that played Scott?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat. Yeah, you're right. Well, he was in Pirates of the Caribbean too.
I don't care.
Okay, fair.
I actually, I think in Mortal Kombat he had the most charisma going out of anybody in the movie, and I enjoyed him there. But here he just is kind of bland. But, he's a good medium bad guy for this movie.
Yeah, for sure. So Mick and Scott have a shared interest in the same woman, this woman Lori, and she sounds like a piece of work because she's with Mick, but apparently also with this other guy.
Yep.
And so they're battling over her. And
she offers no opinion, by the way, whatsoever, left or right. Who's she interested in?
Yeah, I felt like it was like whoever wins the fight.
Yeah.
Because your boy Scott comes in and he Kanos himself all over the fucking boathouse that Piper lives in. Destroys everything and then throws Piper off of the boat into the water. And then Lori's like, I don't understand why he acts like that. Well, I'm like, I do.
Yeah, me too.
Because you haven't made a decision. But then she's like, no, go away. But then it's always with him.
Yeah. Yeah, she is she's the wishy-washiest person I've ever seen. I will date whoever is standing in front of me.
It sure seems that way. But we also meet Tawny Catan's character of Nola. She is returning to her husband Juan's fortified compound somewhere in an unnamed Central American country.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's in Mexico. We know that for sure.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm just so used to all of these places
where?
being an unnamed Central American country.
Yeah, or a made-up country.
Unknown.
Yeah.
So she comes back with another captain on the boat. They end up killing him because he was sleeping with her and trying to steal money. So she then wants to hire Piper to be the new captain to move drugs back and forth. This is not known to Roddy.
No, because he is just happily oblivious to everything around him.
He's like, yo, I'm going to get paid.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I'll pay you. And also, I'm Tawny Catan in 1996. So, like, that's pretty cool, too.
Yeah, but my husband will cut your balls off with a rusty knife if we have sex. So we're not going to on the way down.
But on the way back, Roddy Piper's rowdy energy is just too much for Tawny to contain. Tawny Catan to contain.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she does slap him once.
She does. But I mean, this is such a like 90s thing though, where like you have two stars that are just so of their time and they're just like really good at what they do. Like Piper's always a likable guy in pretty much every movie we've ever seen him in. And we met him before he passed away a couple of times. He's just a nice guy.
He is.
Just a nice guy. And that comes across in a lot of his roles.
Yeah. I mean, he's cast as he is the atypical, decent everyman.
Yeah. This is
and
not,
it works.
Yeah. This is not a Schwarzenegger where he's fucking Superman or like he's a tough dude. But like he's not like a superhuman war machine that's been brought back in after trying to get out.
He's also kind of a dope.
Right.
But then everybody in this movie is kind of a dope. So.
Kind of a dope, yeah. So she hires him. They move drugs back and forth unbeknownst to him. We then meet Agent Stanovsky, who's played by Miles O'Keefe. And he goes to Scott, who is, a captain in the Coast Guard, and is like, hey, we think your buddy Mick is involved with this drug kingpin. And to Scott's credit, at first, he's like, listen, Mick's a piece of shit. He's not a drug dealer.
That's
and they're
fair.
like, well, we have other information that says otherwise. So Scott's like, well, all right, okay, we'll figure it out. So, they stop the boat and they try to find drugs. They don't find drugs the first time, but then Agent Stanovsky is just like, no, I'm telling you what's happening. And they do another one. We get a couple of different scenes where Lori shows up, but then also Nola shows up. And then we go back and we meet Juan in Mexico, and he's looking to like take over territories. And they just do all of these like big action movie ideas.
Yeah.
Without any like real preparation or anything for any of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the best part of this movie is the FBI agent, Stanovsky, who wants to get this guy so bad that he's just willing to throw every law out. Like, they're in international waters, and the guy's like, hey, we can't shoot at them. We're in international waters. And the guy's like, well, you know what? Fuck you. And like throws the guy off the boat and then starts firing the machine gun. He's like, no, we're not letting this guy get away again.
Yeah. And it's, I imagine this is the kind of movie that Pete Hegseth masturbates to.
No, it's not. It's not nearly over the top enough.
Because they just do whatever the fuck they want. Oh, there's laws. Fuck it. I don't care. Oh, there's Hegseth. Fucking
no. See, I get where you're coming from.
This is a formative movie for his youth, where he's like, "Oh, if I'm in the right, I don't have to follow any laws.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna have another drink."
This is as much a like Skinamax like sex movie as it probably is an action movie, because we do get multiple extended sex scenes with Piper and then Tawny Catan and then the Lori chick and but it's the type of thing where like it's super basic.
Yeah. It really is. You can see everything coming a fucking mile away. Not just because you're on the ocean and it's clear conditions, but because, like, fucking hell, none of it is original or even close. Yeah, it's just. At least they got someone who is a little closer to being Mexican than these movies normally would. Because
this is true. This is
Juan
true.
Fernandez, our man there, our main bad guy, is Dominican.
Who's from a unnamed Central American country.
Yeah, which is a lot closer than when they have like Dominicans or Mexican actors playing Arabs. I'm thinking like True Lies and shit.
Oh yeah.
But and you'd recognize him if you don't know him by name. You definitely recognize his face. He seemed to me like the most professional actor in the whole movie. I don't know why. He just felt like he had his shit together better than everybody else.
Well, he knew the part he was playing. Him and Piper, and I will give Piper credit for doing something different than his normal, like, over-the-top action film, where there's a little bit more going on here. He tries to avoid violence when he can. Like, when he's in the fights with Scott, he's trying not to fight with the guy. But the problem is the storyline in this movie is just so weak. And it just, like, the execution of it just fumbles at every opportunity to drop the ball on making it interesting they do.
Yeah, they shortcut all of the boat trips after the first one, so it doesn't matter at that point if you can see land in the background when they're sailing across the Gulf of Mexico over to Mexico.
Mexico, the unnamed Central American country of Mexico.
Yes. But mostly all the time, you can see land way off in the background. So how far away are they? They're not outside. Are they outside of U.S. waters at any point? They say they are. And they're also being chased by a Coast Guard ship that has absolutely zero Coast Guard markings on it. And
you know what else didn't have the Coast Guard markings were the Coast Guard uniforms.
Yeah.
They were just blue shirts.
They did manage to get one helicopter. One Coast Guard helicopter they got in the air.
It had to be stock footage.
Oh,
it had to be stock footage.
Oh, yeah. Or it's like, oh, shit, they're out. Let's film it.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. They're coming to arrest us for being in international waters.
These guys, okay, so our guys on the ocean, it's not going to be customs. Because it was customs at one point in the movie. They talk about it's on the side of the boat or something, customs.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think that's, no. They could have been any. And also, we have an Australian leading the mission for the Coast Guard. Not that can't happen, but it was an odd choice.
It is an odd choice.
In real life, it's one thing, but I don't know. Like, I had no idea what country they were in the very beginning.
An unnamed Central American country.
Yeah.
I will say this. When it gets going at the end, you do get a lot of good Piper, Piper messing dudes up and throwing people around, and they saved it for the end, and it worked. So I'm gonna just hit the button.
Yeah.
Chris, do you recommend, and what is your grade for Dead Tides?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to recommend this because I, in the middle of this, stopped watching it and went out and did other things because it was boring as hell. The Tawny Catan and Roddy Piper are on the boat talking to each other, and it's supposed to be like, it feels like they're supposed to be doing like double talk and like leading toward things but not saying things, and none of them came across as smart enough to be able to play mind games like that.
Correct. Agreed.
And the other thing that really bugs me about these is anytime you have a wrestler in a movie, they have to do wrestling moves.
Yeah, that drives me nuts.
And so if I can accept that, right? The one thing I can't accept is when you do a wrestling move on somebody that requires 100% of your enemy / teammates agreeing to it and going and physically going along with it. I'm talking like the lift them up and is straight up in the air. What is that? A pile driver?
Yep. Drop them right in the head.
If you if you pick somebody up like that, they're just going to go limp because they don't want to be picked up. Nobody's going to stiffen out so that you can fall backwards. That doesn't happen. And it really just, that shit like that pulls me out of it. Like the fight in They Live. Okay, it got comical after about 5 minutes, but
Yeah.
like this was supposed to be like the be all end all. I'm going to fight the big bad guy and I'm going to do wrestling moves instead of fucking choke him out and end the fight.
Yeah.
And I get it. That's what he's known for. That's what they figure his audience will want to come and see. And they do that. But like, do some wrestling moves where like you don't need the other person's, help.
Like the sleeper hold.
Yeah. Or fucking jump kick him from the top of a rock, which would be like the top of ropes or something.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's so obvious you need the other person's help to do the moves and sell it as a whole thing. I just don't like that.
I'm not going to disagree.
We've moved past it. So, but I'm going to give this a D+. I really hated it. It was boring.
Okay.
Piper was great. It was just, this is a waste of time. I don't know why it was made. Laundering money, selling drugs, maybe? I don't know.
Financing ballets.
Yeah.
I didn't dislike it as much as you.
Yeah.
And
How could you?
I mean, I'm only going to recommend it in the sense of like if you're a Piper fan,
Yeah.
and you like Tawny Catan and you just really love checking out weird direct-to-video anomalies from the 90s, then you'll get something out of it because Piper is really good. Tawny Catan looks great. It's very of its time.
Yeah.
It's not going to give you anything you haven't had before. You do get to see there's some nudity, so we get some breastises, and we also get to see a lot of Roddy Piper's backside. So that's good. But overall, it doesn't offer anything. This film's worst thing is that it's just fine. Like it's just thoroughly fine. The story is not overly complex, but they still somehow manage to not tell it clearly.
That's a good point.
I will go and I will give it a C-, and the only reason I'm giving it a C- as opposed to a D+ is because I love Piper and I miss him, and I think he was one of the most enjoyable wrestler turned actors from that time period that I think maybe doesn't get the due. Everyone likes to talk about all the shit films that Hogan made and stuff, and like I think Piper
but Hogan
was better.
a shit person. So
Yeah. Piper's. I know. I mean, I really haven't heard anything bad about Piper. I'm sure there's people that will tell you that, but as far as I know, nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. We're gonna go up to 2014. Eric Roberts, Danielle Harris, and Felissa Rose star in Camp Dread. Here's a trailer.
There they are, my future stars. It was either this, jail, or rehab for all of you. While you're here to work on yourselves, there's the opportunity to have some fun and win $1 million.
We're a bunch of screw-ups, and we get a shot at $1 million.
I'll let anyone throw $1 million at me.
God bless America.
36 cameras in a 2-mile perimeter. They get everything.
You're gonna need a wide lens if you're gonna get all of this.
The premise is simple. You need to be the only survivor.
I don't play well with others.
The fun begins.
Winning is everything.
You see the cabin rocking, don't come knocking.
I'm calling all the shots. All I need is an ending.
We don't need a killer. We'll just take each other out.
How do I know you're not the killer?
Hot people are never the killers.
All you gotta do is learn to play the game.
Nothing I can't handle.
Camp Dread.
Even the trailer just gives up on itself.
Yeah. Directed and written by B. Harrison Smith, who also did 2017's Death House, 2011's The Fields, and something called Fatal Detour. It looks like he's like a writer director for hire, like type. A lot of like 360 Degrees of Hell, Hangman, 6 Degrees of Hell, like whatever. Okay, good for him.
Yeah, hey,
Good for him.
If you got a job, you're doing it.
Absolutely.
People like it, fine.
So Camp Dread stars Eric Roberts, obviously, because he's in everything. Danielle Harris somehow gets the second billing in this, despite the fact she's in 2 scenes.
I'm guessing she has a good lawyer, or they really wanted her in this.
That's what I'm thinking too. Maybe they could only get the 2 scenes because that's all she had time to do or whatever. But she's there. Felissa Rose, obviously, who's best known from Sleepaway Camp. She probably, I feel like she deserved the second billing. Is Danielle Harris a more desirable commodity than Felissa Rose? Well, I guess 2014 probably.
Yeah, I think so. Because wasn't Danielle Harris? Hadn't she done?
Was that after Zombies
stuff?
Halloween? Well, she had done the 2. She had Halloween 4 and 5. Yeah, because Rob Zombie's Halloweens were 2007 and 2009.
Yeah.
So yeah, she kind of had.
She was riding her popularity wave there.
Yeah, and we've met her a number of times at different conventions and
she
stuff.
She seems sweet.
Seems real nice. Seems real nice. This has also got Joe Raffa, Montana Marks, and Dave Rafilia. This is another one. I get it. It's only 12 years old, 2014, but feels like a different time.
Oh God, yeah.
Because this was 2014. Was reality TV was not in its infancy anymore. It was actually probably in its heyday. 2014 with like Survivor, Big Brother, Real World Road Rules, like all that stuff has been around, is doing its thing. So the idea here is that Eric Roberts plays Julian. He is a producer, director who did a series of horror films called Summer Camp. And they did well back in the day, but for whatever reason, he has fallen on hard times since then. And he puts together this scheme where he's going to bring in these disenfranchised adults that are struggling with all kinds of different personal issues, whether it's mental health or they're criminals or, one guy lost his leg in an accident. All people that are dealing with things that need rehab or, therapy help or whatever it is, brings them in to be on a reality show where they compete against each other for $1 million.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to them, though, it is really going to be an opportunity for Julian to film them to make a new reboot or remake of his summer camp movie. So his idea is he will bring these people in and use what they feel is a reality to be actors in this new movie without them knowing, so that all of the reactions are real and stuff.
Yeah, but then they tell everybody, right? So
sort of. They do and they don't. They still believe that it's a reality show, but the idea that it's a reality show kind of based on the summer camp movies, where as people get eliminated, they are quote unquote killed off. But lo and behold, because it's a summer slasher, they are actually killed off by an unknown killer.
Yeah.
So you have this washed up director, played by a washed up actor, who sets this in motion. And I guess in theory for 2014, this whole idea, it works. It's timely. It's topical for 2014. It's not necessarily not topical for now, but it just feels different.
Yep.
And then, you have the unseen killer that starts to knock people off, and it's all paint by numbers of, hey, where did so-and-so go? Oh, they were voted off the show or killed off the show, but they left all their stuff behind. Wouldn't they take their stuff with them? Oh, well, we'll send them their stuff afterwards. Or, they do it so by the book and so by the numbers. They respect your slasher rules, which I do appreciate. Dumb and horny is the time of the day. You have different heads and egos bashing into each other. Where this film really just confused me, though, was there was different. I don't want to say sets of rules, but there was different expectations set upon different people and what was actually going on. And some people, well, and I guess this is a minor spoiler, were expected.
Spoil this movie.
Yeah, we're expected that they really were supposed to kill each other off, and their last remaining member would win $1 million, unbeknownst to the movie being made. But then at the end of the day, when you get the full reveals, they think it's a really clever twist, and it's not clever. And I appreciate that they tried to do something with it, but the problem is it doesn't really make any sense.
Right.
Were they making a movie? Were they making a reality show? What was Eric Roberts' final game here?
I think I got it. I think I know.
All right, hit it.
I think and this is going to spoil the whole movie for people, which is fine because I'm not going to recommend it. Spoiler alert. He's looking for funding to reboot his franchise. That part, I think, is legitimate because the counselor there was like, I don't know, sold on it. Whatever. But he was paid to have these kids murdered.
Yes.
He was paid $2 million for each kid. There were 10. We say kid, but these are very late stage abortions, as they refer to them later.
Yeah. Yeah. When they multiple times, one of the other guys refers to them, "Oh, what you're doing to these kids," and Eric Roberts is like, "They are not kids."
Right. Which
he makes sure to get that point across, which I appreciated because none of the actors looked like they were kids. They all looked like they were in their mid to late 20s and early 30s.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got to just go with that. So then he's going to give Danielle Harris some of the money because she's the sheriff and turning a blind eye or whatever.
And her dad used to be the sheriff, and her dad had worked with Eric Roberts back in the day. So there's like this weird connection. But the problem is Danielle Harris is in 2 scenes.
Yeah.
And like, they could have, all right, whatever. Continue. I'm sorry.
That's really it. He's murdering kids as a job.
Yeah.
And then he's going to use the 18 million that's left over after he gives Danielle Harris her 2 million. He's going to make a movie with 18, and you could do that. That's fine. I did not like how Danielle Harris's character kept insisting she did not watch horror movies. It was annoying, I thought. And just like, oh yeah, the one known for being in horror movies doesn't watch horror movies. I get it. Movie. Fucking fuck off. Because like that's the only way you could make the ending of the movie happen is if she was absolutely clueless.
Yeah.
And it was dumb.
But it also, she's in it so little that it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it could have been anybody. It could have been any character at that point.
Doesn't even matter that it's just stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I can't spin this well. It's just a terrible, like 10 Little Indians kind of slasher. And
yeah, I mean,
hate all the characters in this.
Yeah, there's no good guy in this really. I mean, there's I guess one, but as things reveal themselves, it changes everyone's intentions and stuff. I will say that they did a pretty good job with, kind of like mixing the murders up and making it a little bit different. Somebody dies with a machete, somebody gets shot with an arrow through the eye.
That's true.
Somebody gets drowned in the lake. They tie them to a rock or whatever.
To be fair, the practical effects were very well done.
Yeah.
They were not shot well, but they were very well done.
Yeah.
And did your audio pop a lot? Did it cut out?
I didn't notice. It may have, but I didn't notice.
Okay. I'm going to have to check on my setup then just to make sure. Because every time it got a little bit loud, it just dropped out. But it didn't do that for anything else I watched. So that was
like the thing with this is like I wanted to like this. I did. Like I was like I like Felissa Rose. I think she does a great job when she shows up. She's playing the right part as the actress from the original movies.
Yeah, there was one thing that really bugs me about her answer to something.
What?
They ask her, so were you in all 3 movies? And she says, well, I was killed in 2 and I was in a flashback in 3. So yes, you were in all 3 fucking movies. That's it. Just say yes. Don't, obviously
say
they've
yes.
seen them.
Just
Come
say
on.
yes.
It was like they just had a dialogue in half the time just to fill out the scene because, like, fucking nobody talks. They just yell for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, they're in their underwear all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's weird. There's some choice language, some derogatory language. It's not really needed.
Yeah. This is a product of the time, just like most other
But it feels
reality
late.
shows. It's just thrown together real
It
fast.
feels late
yeah.
in terms of its product of its time.
It
But-
also feels immature, like an inexperienced writer wrote this, because there's a lot of shit that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to say. All right. Do you recommend, and what is your grade for Camp Dread?
Yeah, no, I am not going to recommend this, and I would rather watch Cam Girl 4 times than this again. Remember that one?
Cam Girl, yes.
Yeah, it was the people off in the woods and their secret
Oh, no,
house.
it wasn't called Cam Girl. It was called Cam House.
Oh, okay. That's how much I remember.
Yeah.
That was better than this because the idea was better. But no, I don't like that one, so I don't like this one.
Fair.
It's lazy. It's the most lazy kind of retreaded story. And I think Eric Roberts is kind of a hint at what you're getting. I mean, let's not, dance around that. He doesn't show up in the best stuff.
Not anymore, yeah. He had a few choice roles back in the day, but...
He did, and he's a perfectly decent actor, but I think he doesn't... I think he called the walk-in freezer a walk-through freezer. And, like, how much shit do you not know that you don't know what that's called? That's either the writer or him. Somebody's an idiot. What the fuck is a walk-through freezer?
You walk through it.
Yeah, to what?
The other side.
But all freezers are walk-in because, like, that you just go in and you do your thing and you
But if
walk
there's not
out.
two doors, maybe there's two doors.
I've never seen 2 doors on a
You didn't
on
know
a
the floor.
walk-in
You didn't know
freezer.
the floor layout, man. You weren't there. You weren't on the crew.
I saw somebody get stuck inside of it
Yeah.
when the one door closed.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you hit the city council and got out the plans.
Hey, if I'm gonna complain about something, I'm gonna make sure that I know what's going on. But it's little stuff like that. Like they're holding up a wireless phone and calling it a satellite phone. That's not what satellite phones look like. They
Nope.
don't look like your mother's cordless phone from the 90s.
No, that's definitely a VTech wireless phone.
Yeah, VTech. Oh my god. Oh my god. 6 of my hard drives just got nervous because they thought I was bringing VTech stuff in the house. Anyway, what was I doing? Yeah, this is garbage. There's a
Get
couple
the
of
G
characters
for garbage.
There's a couple of characters that are okay that I don't mind, but the rest of them are just douchebag assholes, and they come out of the gate like fully formed as characters, but like you're never given anything about them. Like, what was the one? There was one black girl, right?
Yep.
What was her deal? She needed medication.
She was supposed to be the goth girl that was obsessed with horror movies.
Yeah, but that didn't come through. She came off as a fucking psychopath. And the actual goth girl, nobody was believable. Nobody. No. This was the garbage.
Gets a G for garbage.
Yeah. Because it's a little worse than an F.
Yeah. Now, I do love Danielle Harris and I do love Felissa Rose.
Yeah.
So I would say I wish their parts were switched though. Like I wish that Felissa Rose was playing the sheriff and Danielle Harris was playing the actress. That would have worked better for me because I'm sorry, and this is going to sound, I don't know, chauvinistic or sexist or whatever. I've met Danielle Harris a number of times. She is 4'9" on a good day and weighs 85, 90 pounds.
Yeah, I think I have more stuff in my pockets than what she weighs.
She because we have a picture with her somewhere, and like I am literally over a foot taller than her, and you are like almost 2 feet taller than her.
Yeah, all you can see is like the bottom of my shirt, my belt buckle.
Right. You're not actually in the photo.
No.
So I have a hard time believing her as the sheriff of this like podunk town because she's so petite.
Yeah.
I know that's probably, I mean, but it just, sorry, it just, that's.
You could have
what I
even
thought.
swapped out that camera guy with her. She could have done that role.
And
Also.
the other thing, I'm not recommending it, but the other thing that really bothered the shit out of me was that they were supposedly filming this for a reality TV show, and there was no camera crew. All they used for cameras were trail cams.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's supposed to work.
I don't either.
So
But I don't
anyway.
think the people that wrote it, they didn't care.
No, they
how it
didn't.
was
They're like, we
supposed
got
to work.
Danielle Harris for 1 day and Felicia Rose for 2.
Yeah. Yeah. How are we going to hide the cameras and not have to hire a bunch of people to stand around holding fake cameras? And just tape it to the tree.
Right.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah.
So, although I won't give it a G for garbage, I will give it a D for don't watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's bad.
Yeah, it's bad, guys. Speaking of bad, though, what about the third installment in Jackie Chan's Police Story series?
Oh, well, I think I know how this is going to go.
I know exactly how this is going to go.
Well, hello, Bill. Hello, Chris. And hello, OTC Nation. It's your boy Joe here, and this week Bill made me watch a movie whose title sounds like it was given by the director's 10-year-old nephew. Because he made me watch Super Cop.
Sick. Best
which
title
is to
ever.
say Police Story 3. If I don't immediately have an idea what I'm going to talk about up top in my reviews, I'll usually give the wiki a quickie. And more often than not, I find a factoid or point of interest that gets me started. In this case, it led me to be indignant about a movie I never thought I'd have to be on the defensive for. Under critical reception from the wiki, James Berardinelli, pretty sure I got that right, Berardinelli, of the Real Views website says, quote, as is usual in a Chan film, the end credits are one of Police Story 3's highlights showing outtakes of failed stunts. So far, so good, right? Yeah.
Okay.
The end credits became one of Jackie's trademarks. But he goes on to say, there are more laughs in this hilarious 3-minute sequence than in the whole of the movie Kingpin. I sat
That's
there
a
staring at
weird
those words
reference.
for a minute, and I'm like, damn, that's a bit stiff, huh? Like, I fully realize that half of my jokes come from a mean girl state of mind. But A, Kingpin isn't that bad, and B, that's like making fun of the kid in your class in 6th grade, like, who managed to, like, just barely get by until someone recognized that they're a little special, and then the next school year, when you hit middle school in 7th grade, like, that kid is suddenly gone, and you're like, oh, damn, man, where's Kingpin? Did their family move? And you see him about a week later in the other classroom. Real quick before I hit play, apparently, in one stunt, Jackie Chan dislocated a cheekbone. I
never
didn't
thought that
know
was
that that's a
possible.
thing that could happen. And I had to reread the sentence to make sure I was reading dislocated cheekbone correctly. I've dislocated a few things in my days, and I cannot imagine how weird bad that's got to feel.
Yeah.
Okay, let's watch Super Cop. Hey, gang. When was the last time you watched Super Cop?
It's been a while, bro.
If it's been a while, why don't you go ahead and pop that DVD in and remember that sometimes a film comes along that is just special. A movie that is nearly flawless. And any flaws that are present are made just minuscule and piddling by everything else that is so right about it. Well, it turns out that pacing wasn't just Dawson's buddy, because we get our setup and our intros, and we're off to the races in under 20 minutes. Thank you, Stanley Tong. Thank you. Now, I'm not saying that Jackie Chan is not a competent film director. But watch Police Story 1, and then watch Police Story 2, and then watch Super Cop.
Okay.
See?
Sounds like a good day to
See
me,
the
actually.
difference? Just the shot composition alone makes Super Cop head and shoulders above two other movies that I genuinely like. So, Kevin is being recruited by Interpol to work with Michelle Yeoh from Chinese security to bring down basically the entire heroin trade of the country. Or countries, because Hong Kong hadn't been reunited with China by that time. No big. Entire heroin trade will be home by lunch. Easy breezy, lemon squeezy. Squeezy into these tight-ass acid-wash jeans pegged at the cuff with
Goddamn right.
all-white high tops. Am I right?
Yeah, 100%.
Damn, that's a thing that needs to come back. Jackie rolls up to HQ on a sweet motorcycle, and all these stiffs are in their, like, crisp, pressed uniforms, like, marching in unison, and he's just... They're looking all repressed and shit, while Jackie rolls up looking like a Chinese Orange Cassidy. Or like Paul Rudd from Wet Hot American Summer for the non-wrestling folks.
So sick.
Like, everything he's wearing is denim and acid washed, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So no big, just, Jackie fucking Chan and Michelle goddamn Yeoh teaming up and infiltrating a criminal syndicate. In a movie directed by a great action film director. Nothing to see here. A lot of people forget, because she did a lot of non-action and non-martial arts films that, pardon the rhyme, Michelle Yeoh could fucking go. Like, she could hang right up there with Jackie and Jet. So, they're pretending to be brother and sister. They break a triad guy, kind of like the triad's version of like an upper middle management type, out of a prison work camp. And while I realize that I criticize pacing a lot, it only takes this supposedly hardened and dedicated mobster, this thug, like 30 seconds before he's like, yup, I believe you are who you say you are, and she is too, and let's fucking go, gang. There's drug stuff to do.
Gotta love drug stuff.
There's a big old fuck-off action sequence at the heroin farm run by the Chinese military. And after this enormous sequence of action where the military is taking on mobsters and bullets are flying everywhere and shit's blowing up, they just stop and they're like, okay, we can do business. Everybody's friends again. Like, hey, my homie's lung is hanging from that tree after you blew him up, but you're my dog now. Like,
yeah,
they have to get the head mobster's wife out of jail in Thailand because she's the only one who has some Swiss bank account code so they could buy all the heroin. And look, I'm not the best with money either. Jerry handles that shit. She's a wizard with finances. But, I don't know, maybe jot that shit down on a Post-it and stick it to the bottom of your desk. Put it in one of those fake rocks that you put like the spare keys in. Don't just give the account like number and codes to like one fucking person who lives a pretty risky life when that person's job can end them up dead or in prison. I bet if you asked like the highest reviewed CPA in your area, they would tell you the exact same thing I just said word for word. And beans. We get to Kuala Lumpur, for some reason, to get the Swiss bank account codes, but Maggie Chung is here. She's only in like the last third of the film, but goddamn, she's still adorable. Look her up now. Maggie Chung, 2026. She's 61. She looks like she's 30. It's ridiculous.
Crazy.
Anyway, May is here leading a tour group, and you'd think after the prior 3 times that you thought Kevin was cheating, only to find out that the lady he was with was like a coworker or someone he was protecting, and he's not cheating. He's doing very important police shit, and you're actively fucking that up. That maybe if you see him with Michelle Yeoh, he's probably doing something dynamically dangerous, and you send him an email. Hey, who was that girl you were with? Why are you in Thailand? I don't remember if email was a thing at this time, but still, fuck. Like, you're not so cute that anyone should have to put up with this that many times. We end with maybe the greatest. I'm going to say something bold, but I think I'm right. We're going to end with maybe the greatest climactic action sequence to ever come out of Hong Kong. Michelle Yeoh recreates the bus stunt from the first film, hanging on for dear life, and almost gets her legs crushed by passing cars like half a dozen times. Jackie says, "Hold my Sing Tao," as he dangles from a helicopter on a rope ladder, and I see zero harnesses or places where he's like clipped in. And I wish I had a heart monitor on the first time I ever watched that scene in like the late 90s. It would have looked like one of those weird YouTube shorts where they're like, hey, we hooked up one of those brain monitor gimmicks to a hamster, and then we cranked some Voivod at like max volume. Like that's like the same wave pattern. Here's the thing. The good. Apart from every technical aspect being on point, the stunts, the jokes hitting, and everything, just about everything being done right, the legacy this film created and the amount of other actors and films that it inspired to go bigger and better cannot be understated. The bad, not much. Kind of like all of Jackie's films, there's moments where you watch a scene and you're like, oh, dog, is that person okay? No, they're not okay. There's no way that person is okay. Like when the ref comes over and grabs their hand, they are not squeezing it back. Like one that made me laugh, though, is a part where Michelle Yeoh is in this fight, and she gets kicked directly in her right tit. And you know by the look on her face that like, ooh, that kick landed just right. Like, damn. Like, that shit hurt. It's very rare when I give out an A+. A's, sure. I will dish out A's, when they're deserved. But not A+. I went back and forth on an A or an A+, and honestly, I think it deserves it. A+.
That's fair.
This is like top 3 movies to ever come out of Hong Kong. I will be back next week with First Strike, which I knew was related, but I didn't know was a direct sequel. And then apparently after that, they were all remakes, and I knew they existed, but I've never seen them. So after First Strike, we are in virgin territory.
Excellent day.
Anyway, until then, be good, everyone.
Thanks, Joe. I remember watching Super Cop in the theater and being blown away by just how ridiculous it was and how awesome it was.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a surprise, I think is the best word for it.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of surprises, this week, Scott asks the question, just how evil are these dead? Big Daddy Reverend Scott's here.
Oh, no.
And now I wish I didn't refer to him as that.
Me too.
Ain't no putting that toothpaste back in the tube. Let's go, boys.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. With Reverend Scott.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to these two geezers babble on about movies that we didn't like.
No shit, huh?
Hey there, Bill and Chris. This is Reverend Scott, and I'm back again with a fresh holy shit, a segment that can only be summed up nicely with only one word.
I don't even know what the right word is for it. I mean, it's annoying.
I'll take that. And let's not waste any time this week. I got a movie to talk about, one that I have a strong opinion about.
Who fucking cares?
Right.
From the director of Nothing You've Ever Seen Before comes Evil Dead Burn. I've generally been fairly excited about new Evil Dead flicks when they come out. Plus, Bruce Campbell being an executive producer, and he's currently fighting cancer, so I have no problem going out to support this film.
Fine, no problem.
Yeah. But what did I receive for my efforts? We start out at the same lake that Evil Dead Rise starts in. Two guys are out there fishing and they catch the big one in the form of a deadite named Jessica. A callback to the last film? Sure. Does anyone really remember? Of course, those guys are horribly murdered, and Jessica leaves this area to go wander down the road. Meanwhile, some asshole drunk named Will gets in a fight with his wife Alice, who happens to be the daughter of the guy who owns that lake house we were talking about, and Will decides to drive off in his car drunk. He's going down the same road that Jessica just so happens to be on.
Get this.
He wrecks his car into Jessica, and the whole mess catches fire while Jessica recites some dead-eyed mumbo-jumbo, passing her curse on to Will as he burns alive. And now we're off to the races. And speaking of racist, Will's parents, they're racist, and Will's, widow now, she's not exactly white, so there's some tension in the room at the old Will funeral because Will's family already blames Alice for Will's death because she had the nerve to argue with him when he was belligerently drunk. Then he went driving. What a horrible wife.
Yeah. No. Yeah, no.
After they all take turns walking up to try and pretend there was something good to say about Will, we get the closest thing to comedy as the usher at the funeral home pushes the casket out of the room while the wake is still going and everyone's still in the room. Of course, the wheel gets stuck and the whole casket about falls over, but he eventually gets it out of the room to take it to their old crematorium in the building. Will's equally asshole dad pushes his way into the crematorium room and kicks that dipshit worker out of the way so he can say his final goodbyes to his son. That's when Will bursts out of the coffin and kills that kid working there and burns his dad. And while that sounds like something you'd probably think the cops would get involved with afterwards, there's no repercussions that I'm aware of. Nothing I remember, at least. Everyone just leaves the funeral and goes back to Alice's father's lake house, aka the scene of the horrible murders, which is obviously where you'd want everyone to go. That's probably how things would work in real life, right?
I don't know, man.
Too bad that's how they work in Evil Dead Burn. We gotta move on to the old family dinner.
And it's stupid.
Because it's pretty obvious at this point that there's something seriously wrong with old Daddy Edgar. Now, a word of warning. Things story-wise are already a bit weak, to say the least, but they haven't even started to embrace the worst of this script.
If the story wasn't already stupid and terrible, it gets even worse.
That's when Edgar grabs a fork or something and decides to start violently stabbing their dog Max to death right there at the table.
And I fucking hate it.
That's the first point of this film that I almost just got up and fucking left the theater. But I decided that I'll give this the benefit of the doubt and try and stick it out.
That's gotta be a mistake.
No, I farted.
They are demons.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't walked out of a movie since I saw Wesley Snipes in Murder at 1600, but I was fucking damn close this time. Anywho, eventually Dad passes out and they all decide he needs medical attention instead of just fucking burying him. So Edgar's son Joseph and his girlfriend Thaya, I don't know, however you say that, drive him to the hospital. At least that's their intention, except the most obvious thing ever happens and Edgar wakes up and attacks them in the car. Joseph acts like a little bitch and jumps out of the sunroof even though he has a gun to his dad's head. He just can't pull the trigger and he just says, nope, I'm out of here. And he escapes as Thaya tries to get out of the door while Edgar slams the door on her hand and snaps off 4 of her fingers. Needless to say, Thaya is now a deadite too. By the time Joseph gets back to the house on foot, we see that Edgar and Thea aren't that far behind. Apparently they all magically know that Will's widow, Alice, her dad had researched the Necronomicon in that very lake house, and he knew about a magic dagger that can instantly kill a deadite, and they all want it really bad. In fact, they talk about it constantly, all the time. Where's the dagger? Where's the dagger? It's too bad because he had a lot of daggers, and he didn't really know which one it was that could actually do the deed. Will's widow Alice was looking through the stuff when Deadite Max the dog attacks her, and she kills the dog a second time. Jesus fucking Christ. Eventually, Edgar shows up back outside, and his wife watches him pick up a gun and shoot himself in the head. And then he puts the gun in his mouth and shoots himself in the head again. And then he puts the gun under his chin and shoots himself in the head a third time. This brings up a few questions in my mind.
If he killed himself, why would he want to come back? First of all.
Sure, maybe.
And also, who gives a shit?
I know it's a dark scenario, but they could have at least made it fun, maybe, in an evil way, but they didn't do shit with this. It's just gore for gore's sake, and sometimes that can work, but in this case, not so much. After Thea's fingers have been cut off, she does go up the stairs in one scene with her hand trailing on the railing with blood behind it, and it's kind of a cool visual, but again, they don't really do much more with it. She drinks wax from a candle and does some other fucked up shit, but so what? I mean, she's supposed to be a Deadite, but to be honest, she's not really acting like one, other than the fact that she's masochistic, I guess. I mean, it's supposed to be about fucking with the living, too. Trying to trick them, trying to say things to them to get them to do what you want. Sometimes they look normal again, only to get all fucked up later and after the living fall for their traps. But not here. So fucking generic.
I absolutely get where you're coming from.
Say what you will about the last one, Evil Dead Rise, but when Ellie became a Deadite, at least she fucked with everybody. She was as mean and fucking evil as possible. But with Evil Dead Burn, it's like they didn't even try to be humorous. Doing Evil Dead without Ash is hard enough, but doing it without humor, or even at the bare minimum some dark humor, is basically impossible. Saying it's frustrating and disappointing to watch is an understatement.
There's nothing redeeming in this. There's nothing witty. There's nothing smart. There's nothing that's funny. It's just annoying.
What else can I even say about this? Joseph is still alive somehow, even though you wish he wasn't. He's still trying to find the dagger. He's still the most unlikable protagonist you can imagine, if you can even call him that. There's just so much pissing me off.
So there's a lot of issues with this movie.
The special effects team really put a lot of effort into the gore in this film. You can tell there was an actual real budget here. It's just too bad they didn't put any of that budget towards the writers. Oh, and did I mention they found a way to kill the dog a third fucking time? I really should have just left after that first time.
Award for worst ever and ever and ever, past, present, future.
Well, not sure about the future yet. We still have Evil Dead Wrath coming. Needless to say, my expectations for that fucking thing are already
ridiculously stupid.
I'm not going to sugarcoat this, guys. I recommend you never see Evil Dead Burn, and I give it an F+. The plus is for the poor special effects team that was involved. But any movie that finds its way to kill the same dog 3 fucking times can go fuck itself. Okay, that's enough about that piece of shit. What piece of shit did you guys watch last week?
This may be the worst show, movies together in a show we've ever done.
It's up there. It's up there.
Yep.
It's up there.
Well, that bodes well, doesn't it? Okay, yeah, first one was Banned, aka...
If I'd made this, I'd be ready to hang up my hat too.
I think this might have disappointed Chris as much as Evil Dead Burn did for me. And while I usually celebrate the bad ruining of your day, I'm giving Banned an F. No bad title pun can save this fucking movie. And the review did more than that shit ever deserved. And the review gets an A-.
Right.
At least it awoke the inner punk rocker in Chris.
I would steal, but I'm lazy.
Last and also least was squeeze play, aka
Softball's a man's game.
boys versus girls, men versus women, experienced softball players versus women that didn't bother to even try to learn what softball even is.
Because I don't want to learn that. It's too much.
At least it was made and acted poorly too, so it had that much going for it. So for at least doing a 17-minute long wet t-shirt contest, it gets a B+. And that review was so merciful that it gets an A-. Okay, that's all I can stomach for this week. Thank God I'm on vacation right now as we speak. So next week, it's hard telling what you're gonna get. I'm thinking it might involve some Phil Collins. So until the next time you take a beloved franchise and extract everything beloved about it and then kill the same dog 3 times and expect people to still enjoy it, peace and love, guys. Outside the Cinema, a podcast that talks about horror for adults.
Ooh, your taxes are due.
Oh my God, like this is some really, really dark shit. All right, guys, thanks again, as always, for joining us. You can follow Chris and I on Instagram at Cthulhu, at OTCBill. If you can find my eBay and would like to check it out, go for it. You can purchase stuff from Channel 27 and Spectopia Arts. Chris has got all the links in his Instagram, I'm sure.
I think so. I'll check that.
Yeah, and if not, he'll add them for you.
Yeah. So
Just for you.
One way or the other. Yep.
Nobody else, just for you.
Just you guys, yeah.
Just for you. Join the Patreon at patreon.com/outside the cinema. All the money we generate there goes back into keeping the show alive. We appreciate your support as always.
Yeah.
Hopefully next week we'll get maybe 1 good film out of 2. We'll see.
It's up to you. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll find out, though. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Everyone have a good week. Peace out.
Surrounded by secret boyfriends, petty jealousies, orgies, and lesbian